Hello YouTubers, it's GuildfordGhost. Now don't subscribe, hit the bell. Apparently because my subscribers don't get notifications anymore, you've got to hit the bell, so hit the bell if you want to see stuff. I've just arrived in Blackpool for the first time in my life. I've got a few days here and I'm going to go and see some dark history and some museums and of course tomorrow the pleasure beach. But now, for no reason apart from one very small one, I'm on my way to Fleetwood. I'm just going to go and catch a tram because I can. So I've just got on the tram and I got myself a saver ticket, which is £18.50 for 3 days, so that's a worthwhile thing. It's still me. I just had my first tram journey going up the coast of Blackpool. It was really nice. It was very enjoyable, with the exception that the only child, screaming, shouting child on the entire tram had to sit behind me for the entire journey, which is a bit annoying. But I've actually come down up to Fleetwood at the end of the tram line to do something just for the sheer hell of it. I shall explain. When I left drama college, I spent years at Christmas doing touring panto, really low scale stuff, to go around working men's clubs, social clubs, village halls, schools, that kind of thing. And on the first tour I did, and the third year I did it, we went up to Fleetwood, passing Fisherman's Friends Factory on the way, all laughing about that, and we played at a place in this street here, Kent Street, called the Fleetwood Working Men's Club. The thing about this particular place, the hall was upstairs, which meant getting the equipment in was a bit of a pain anyway, narrow staircase. But the function room, if you could call it that, the stage that 6 of us had to perform on was about that size. Like literally, it would be a stage where one person would just stand up with a microphone and sing. We had to get our scenery on and 6 members of cast, which is why I always remember it. And as I haven't been here for 31 years, and I'd only ever seen it in the dark and around Christmas time anyway, I thought as the tram was going straight past here, I'd come and have a look. So for no other reason than the fact I can, there we are. Fleetwood Working Men's Club. And we performed somewhere on that first floor. What was it we did? Little Red Riding Hood in 1993 and Aladdin in 1995. I'm now making my way towards a bit of wasteland on the edge of Fleetwood, which has a load of shipwrecks sitting in it before I get the tram back into Blackpool. Now, the thing I was trying to say earlier on as the tram was arriving, one of my subscribers mentioned to me that a few years ago YouTube had something quite strange where subscribers in some cases stopped getting notifications. It was all to do with a revamp of the system they were doing, and so she had mentioned to me the only way to sort it out now is do the bell thing rather than the subscribe thing. Apparently if you do the bell thing you get a notification every time I upload something, and the subscribe thing I've just dropped off the list entirely. I'm so glad I took my hoodie off. This is lovely. So just walked out of Fleetwood. There's a new housing estate here, looking like it could be a very posh place in Dorset, Sandbanks or something. I'm just walking along this public path now, which I thought would be a scrappy little dirt track, and it's nicely made out. And just a little way down here is a whole load of shipwrecks, which I think I probably already mentioned. I could see one at a distance. It immediately made me go, whoa. This is the thing about shipwrecks and me. I don't know when it was, but when I was a kid, the family went down to, I think it was Gosport in Hampshire. And I remember seeing things like lots of shipwrecked, rusting submarines, oddly enough. And some of them like leaning on their sides, and some had holes in them and was partly submerged. The whole thing freaked me out. And ever since then I've had some degree of submechanophobia, which is the fear of man-made objects underwater, thalassophobia, fear of deep water, what's the other one? Megalophobia, which is the fear of megs, and a fear of massive objects. And I don't know what the term is, so you let me know what it is, but a fear of decay as well. You put all those things together and you get shipwrecks, and they just make me go, yeah, oh my god. That's even that now. People go, oh, fascinating, oh, look at that, isn't that groovy? No, to me, okay, it's fascinating, but it's also bloody terrifying. I wish I knew why. But things like this, you know, they're not where they should be. They don't look how they should. I don't know what it is, but they scare me. The best view you get of this graveyard, or what's left of it, is this bench, which is hidden behind a bush. It's the memorial to the key workers. And so this would be during COVID. The key workers that kept on working, those that lost their lives trying to save others, they put a memorial bench here. It's well hidden from the path, but just look over here and you've got about the best view you're going to get of these shipwrecks unless you go down in the marshes, which I'm not prepared to do on the first day of a break. But there we are again. There's a closer upper view of ruined wrecked boat there, and another wrecked boat there, and you carry along the waterfront, and there's another one turns up slightly further down. I don't know what that is, but it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. And you move further across from there and you can just see part of one sticking out the ground there. And again, I don't know what it is, but it's dead scary, isn't it? Ah, you see it better from here. I thought that was one wreck. It's not, it's two. It were an optical illusion. And that one's there as well. So that's Fleetwood done. I'm now at Lindell Road tram stop waiting for a tram back to Blackpool. And someone's with me, of course. Hello. Hello, Heffy. Hello. Have you enjoyed Blackpool so far? Well, I haven't been there. I'm liking America though. America's very nice. I do like going there when I'm on holiday. Yeah, we're in Fleetwood at the moment. No, we're not. Nope. I think I'd know if we're in Fleetwood because that's where I come from. You don't come from Fleetwood. I do come from Fleetwood. So here's a tram leaving on the other side. Going the last few minutes into Fleetwood. There it goes. It's not my tram. My tram's coming. So I haven't got the tram back into North Blackpool. I'm now standing on Devonshire Road. And though some of the houses are more modern, oh, there's a lady at the window, she's not going to want me looking at her. Oh dear, because she knows why I'm here. The lady in the window of the actual house will be staring out at me, so I better go where she can't see me. It's not the view I wanted. Hopefully I don't freak out too much. There's an very old lady at the window. And obviously she won't like the idea of there being someone there filming, I guess. So rather than stand there filming and make her feel worse, I just walked away. So there's so much history with this place. I mean, it's an old building anyway. It looks like a little quaint cottage compared to everything else around here, but it's got a dark old history. Now, I knew about this case from when I was very young, and I didn't know where in the country it was. I never really given it much thought, but nope, it's definitely Blackpool. Louisa May Merrifield was the fourth and last woman to be hanged at Strangeways Prison in Manchester, and she was the third to last woman to be hanged in the UK. Now, this is involving a lady called Mrs. Ricketts. She was only 4'8", quite elderly. She'd gone through several husbands. Two of her husbands had actually gassed themselves in the kitchen. So she wasn't particularly pleasant or nice. She had this habit of rubbing people up the wrong way. And Mrs. Merrifield and her I think it's her third husband, moved in as carers. Now, Merrifield herself was a part-time criminal. She had lost custody of her kids in the 40s when she was arrested for fraud, I think ration book fraud. So she's sent to prison and lost her kids. And she and her husband took up as carers for Mrs. Merrifield. And her bedroom was either the one I'm looking at now, or it was the one the old lady was looking at from me on the other side. The wall at the front here is a later addition, but this house is pretty much exactly as it was, though they have reglazed the windows, I guess. Anyway, the lady of the house, she had this very weird habit of eating jam straight from the pot. And Mrs. Merrifield and her husband were making her lose money. They were actually taking her money and drinking it at the pub. And when Merrifield got drunk, she'd go telling people that she was the benefactor to the woman's will, and that she was very ill and was going to die soon. In fact, there was one time she even told people that she was already dead when she was still alive. Anyway, Mrs. Ricketts died, and Mrs. Merrifield by that time had become the sole inheritor of the house. And somebody came forward saying that she'd said she was going to kill the old woman. The police got hold of her body before it could be cremated and found that she was actually stuffed full of poison. Merrifield had actually got a lot of rat poison, rhodine it was called, and stuffed it in the woman's jam, and she'd killed her. So she was executed for that. You see a photograph of her. She was in her mid-40s and she looked like she was in her mid-70s. Now, after she was executed at Strangeways in 1953, her husband got the site and he carried on living there for some years until Mrs. Ricketts' family got hold of it again. So he lived in the place where an old lady had been murdered, two men had gassed themselves in the kitchen, and where he'd been with his wife who got executed for murdering the old woman there. But he moved out and then lived in a caravan. At some point he actually had a place in the Golden Mile where he'd tell stories to people about how he was the murderess's husband, and he bequeathed some of her clothes to Louis Tussaud's waxworks, which are now gone. I mean, I don't know if those clothes are known to be anywhere now. They were probably thrown away and mislabeled. But anyway, that's the story of Louisa Merrifield. So there's a better view of it. I could do a proper view, I just don't want to upset the old lady in there. But she's at that window there. So it was either that room or that one where Mrs. Ricketts was killed, because it was the bedroom at the front of the building. There is a little bit in passing between two buildings on Leys Road behind it. That's the back of 339 Devonshire Road, so that could be the kitchen. I almost forgot to film it. Warbeck Hill Tower, built in 1936 or 1932, 1930 something. Massive reservoirs underneath it. It's grade 2 listed. It's big. It's a big thing, and you can see it for a long way away. Right, got away from the scary lady. The old lady who was scared by me more like. So this is the Metropole Hotel. It's been used to house asylum seekers for some years, been shut down. Now it's being revamped to reopen again as a public hotel. The import to me is that this is where Laurel and Hardy stayed in 1932 when they were doing a brief tour of England that was meant to be a holiday, and ended up visiting all these towns just to turn up at cinema showings of their movies and wave to the audience. But this whole area here, and in this side of the building, the whole area here, everything you can see was filled up with members of the public. And now I move down to the colonnades beyond for another story of murder. These colonnades underneath the Metropole, they were used as air raid shelters in World War II. They bricked off areas. I don't know how this is going to sound with all the wind coming in. Fingers crossed. They bricked off all the areas that were exposed and turned into air raid shelters. And by I'm going to turn the camera around so it's not in the wind. In 1944, they were hardly used because the Blitz was over, and it was this kind of lull between the carpet bombing that was going on, and then the introduction of the V1s and the V2s. But 25th of July 1944, a US serviceman called Thomas Montoya, he lured a 22-year-old lady with learning difficulties called Joan Long, who came from nearby Bispam, into the air raid shelters here, and he killed her. And her body was found later by a courting couple who were going into the air raid shelters for some alone time. And he claimed that she had just had a seizure, and but of course that wasn't the case. But it was a military issue rather than a standard English legal issue, and so he was actually court-martialed for it, and in the UK he almost certainly would have been hanged for it, but he was just given 10 years hard labour and dishonourably discharged for what he'd done. I wouldn't know anything about that case had it not been for some other YouTubers. The guy that gets up early in the morning, comes out with his wife, is it Harry? It might be Harry, and comes out in really bad weather doing it. He was trying to find out where the entrance to the air raid shelter was. There was various places he looked, and he hadn't seen the wood for the trees, and this is where the entrance was, right underneath the Metropole. So when Laurel and Hardy stayed here, later on it would become a murder scene. So I don't know if the air raid shelters are still there, just bricked off. It's all been filled in by now, but it's directly underneath the hotel, which you can see is just up there. There's the North Pier over there. It looks really scrappy close up, lots of it's rusting and falling off. Perfectly safe, of course. Demolished in 1961, but this is the location of the Palace Theatre. Just directly north of the tower, there's the tower. Laurel and Hardy performed getting a driver's license here in 1947 and Spot the Trouble in 1952. Right here. Lucky Dog, we shot a film about 10 years ago based just on gags that Stan Laurel had written, but they'd never actually filmed or performed, just put them all together and made them into a kind of story. And we called it Lucky Ducks. And look at the thing in there. It was written. The weather here is so totally still, and then literally in a second you're in 40 miles an hour wind. My shirt collar keeps whipping me in the face and stinging. It's that weird, and then it just stops again instantly. Anyway, I'm at Coral Island, time for a couple of cheapy rides. Alright, I'm in Coral Island, out of the wind, gonna do my first ride of the break. It's nothing much, but I've seen lots of YouTube videos, and I thought that would be a nice gentle thing to start off with, so I'm doing it. Cheers. Thanks. Hello. I'm flying. I'm flying. Yes, well done. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Yes, there's another one. I'm flying in a Whee! I'm doing this. Yeah, thanks, Heffy. That's all right. So I'm looking down on all the plebs. Hello, lower class people. I don't mean that, I'm taking the piss. Ooh, I could win a sausage. It's clearly not a busy day. I mean, there's no one in any of the other cars. Oh no, there are people. No, they're just leaving. Okay, it's not just me. I thought it might just be me and no one else. Oh, I'm here as well. Yeah, all right. Well, you're here as well. Well done, Heffy. Well done, me. Okay, now we go into the dark, scary shit bit. And oh, look, it's another skeleton. Oh, scary stuff. And there could be some folk song going on. It's so weird seeing this in 3D. I've seen it so many times on my computer screen. There's a thing there. there's a skeleton whose head's made of rope there, it appears. Another skeleton. Well done, well done. That's a generation game. Cuddly toy. Ultra, the infraviolet stuff. There's more skeletons there. There's skelegogs. That's nice, isn't it? There's foam going through the ceiling there, and there's a little shark coming through a wrecked boat. That's nice, isn't it? We'll come back the other side. It's quite fun, actually. It's not as smooth as I thought it would be. It's like rocks a little bit from side to side. It's totally safe, but I thought you wouldn't even feel it, but you do. In fact, so much, in fact, I think I might have just wet myself. Oh look, there's the last remaining man bun in the north of England. There it is. So yeah, another skeleton there. Lots of skulls. There's a bit of skull theming going on. It's not a pirate flyer. It's skeleton stuff. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, now the terrible toilets. Toilets. The toilets of death. They await you, where great big poos come and eat your face off. And then back again we go. Whoopie-doo. Yay! Well, that's fun. Now 'tis time for Ghost Train, which I bet will be a load of skeletons. Oh, scary shit. Yeah, shut your face. There's a spider up there. Don't like spiders. There's skeletons. Yeah, I was right. What's going on here? Oh, there's another skull. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Oh, Christ almighty. I'm more of a wuss than I thought. This thing's nothing. Hello. Hello. I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all. I bet you're going to tell me to get off your ship, aren't you? Go on, get off my ship. Yeah, shut your face. There's another skeleton. There's lots of skeletons around here. I think they get them wholesale in Blackpool. That's great. Boo! Well done, Heffy. Well done, me. Oh, now it's gone tropical with lots of fire escapes. Hey, skeleton! Yay! Not a skeleton! Woo! This is actually quite fun. Stuff going on. It's just dark in here. There's noises. There is stuff, but all the lights are out, which is a bit of a shame, isn't it? So is that yeah, thanks for that. Oh look, it's a skeleton. It's another one. Oh, that's nice. I'll see you in your dreams. Thanks, Mum. Well, those two rides were fun at Coral Island. Over far too quickly, but yeah, I enjoyed them. I lived up to expectations. So I'm just one street back from the promenade, and you really see how parts of Blackpool once thrived, and now stuff just isn't there anymore. The infrastructure's shutting down because the custom doesn't come anymore, I guess. In all the hotels, I mean, look, these hotels. See this one over there? I mean, it's a derelict building with a window smashed in. But the reason I've come right here is because this one across the street, the Stavonia. No murders, but a big murder link. This is where James Hanratty was arrested on October the 11th, 1961. He's one of the last men to be hanged in England. Of course, Hanratty was the man responsible for the A6 murder at Hangman's Hill, where Michael Gregston was shot dead, and his girlfriend Valerie Story was raped and left paralysed. There was a big manhunt for Hanratty, who was born in Farnborough, only a few miles from where I grew up. And a national manhunt went in, and they found him a little while later, gone up to Blackpool and he was sitting in here having fish and chips, and a couple of policemen went in and arrested him. And that was where it happened. Now the Pasaje Del Terror.
Stay here, stay absolutely silent, and I wish the five of you the very best of luck.
So cross these gates and find your way.
Step into the light and stay together.
What are you doing? This is starting to do that. It's not even close.
Oh God Almighty!
Oh, shitballs!
Stop
Quickly walk around that bed. Stay against that wall. Stay together. Don't get too eager and run off away from me.
Away from Pasaje Del Terror and away from Pleasure Beach. So this is the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. It's shut at the moment, but this is where Stan and Ollie did their public appearance in 1932 when they were on the tour that wasn't meant to be a tour. It's lovely inside, but you're not going to see it because I'm not getting in there. Another murder spot because it's not raining, so I can do that today and not have to worry about getting soaking wet tomorrow. So this is 16 Regent Road. It's not the nicest part of Blackpool, but there's also worse bits as well. And this is the house where George Joseph Smith, the Brides in the Bath murderer, killed Alice Burnham in December 1913. He'd met her in Southsea in early October 1913. They were married engaged within a couple of weeks. They got married in early November, and in December they came up to Blackpool, and they stayed at 16 Regent Road. They were going to stay at a place in Adelaide Road nearby, but they didn't have a bath, so they found somewhere that did have a bath. They took the bed sitting room above the kitchen, so first floor, there we are, at the back, so it's behind there somewhere. And after staying there a few days, Alice said she felt ill, and then one evening she went for a bath. The landlady ran her a bath, Mrs. Crossley, and within about 20 minutes there's water coming down the walls, and then George Joseph Smith appeared looking like he'd just gone out shopping, and he said he got some stuff for their tea, and he ran upstairs. He said, "Oh, my wife's drowned." Within days she'd been buried in Leighton Cemetery in Blackpool. And there's a famous phrase that George Joseph Smith said. I mean, basically the cheapest coffin, cheapest funeral. And when he was questioned about it with his new bride, he said, "When they're dead, they're done with." He did say he actually would be happy to come back and carry on staying at 16 Regent Road, but this Mrs. Crossley wouldn't have him, so he debunked. He took all of Alice Burnham's stuff with him, and he sent her a postcard, and on the back she said, "Wife died in Bath, we shall see him again." And of course he did other murders, and he was caught for it. He was hanged at Maidstone Prison in 1915 when he was 43 years old, and it was one of the most famous murder cases of the time. The bath, although it took place up here, the bath is preserved in the Scotland Yard Crime Museum, I guess because he came from Bethnal Green, and he was actually did murders around London as well, one in a place called Waterloo Road, I believe. And in fact, I've had the young lady who lived in the house where he did the murder in London contact me through YouTube once. So yeah, somewhere up there. He stayed next door at 18 straight away after the death, because the landlady wouldn't have him in there, but she let him back afterwards. He played piano for her apparently. So that's it. And now the room where she died is a bedsit on its own right, and apparently this bedsit actually has its own bath in it, and the owner of the building says that no one ever stays there very long. Change of plans. I was going to come here before I leave tomorrow, but they've shut the tower today because of the high winds. I'm coming in now. Yay! How many times a day, huh? This is a dinosaur that escaped from the train ride at Blackpool Pleasure Beach yesterday. Animals with many heads and legs. Man with, well, you can't see it there, but he's got eyes in that. A waistcoat made out of human hair. A man who one day will regret what he's like. There's Johnny Eck. He's in Freaks. That's not actually him, it's a wax model. If it was him, that'd be creepy. Dog made out of discarded toys. She's angry about something. A Fijian merman. Oh, that's clever. I thought it was a video in there, but it's not. It's a black vase revolving. That's what they're saying. This is not going to work in 2D, but the skull looks like it's near the front of the box here. But you put your hand in, and so it should be touching it now, but it's not. It's going back further and further, and I can't touch it. My hand's gone black. And now, for no reason at all, apart from being told by that dead monk over there, I'm going to stand on this platform, which should do shaking stuff. But I don't think it is. I don't think it's working. Hey! Alright, it is working. It's Calypso! Yeah! I'm a dead monk! Hello! This size of his hand compared to mine. Feel like Donald Trump. Nasty, nasty golden hand. Beatles made out of postage stamps. There's another model of Robert Wadlow. One I saw in Hollywood stood up. The world's smallest woman. And this is George Washington made out of shredded $1 million. And I don't know if this is real or not, because some of the things I know aren't, but it's a death mask and a noose used in the actual execution. Pamela Brown, never heard of it. There's a lot of African ritualistic stuff. Ritual use, that's what ritual use. But there's a tiny link of music playing constantly. And it's infectious. It's like something you get Steve Reich doing a sample of. A crazy optical illusion thing with... Ooh! Oh my god! Whoa! Oh my god! This is insane! This is insane! Now I don't know if this is rocking or if the... oh my god! Oh my god, this is so mental. This is insane! I don't think it's going to be coming out at all watching this back, but I swear to you, standing on this, it's the bridge I'm standing on that's moving, even though I know it's not, because there's stuff the other side, both sides, which can't be moving. It's this that's moving, but it doesn't look like it. Oh, this is mental. I'm in Tussaud now. Just had my photo taken with Sweet. The girl taking the photos was like, it was the real thing. This is a Strictly Come Dancing thing, and of course I have no interest in it at all. I know who that is. I know that is. I know, no, that should be a traitors thing, but I don't know who that is. On we go. So that was Alan Carr. He's there. And I have no interest in I'm a Celebrity to get me out of here either. Just walked through a whole area of nothing. Right, so I just want to tell the two of you that you are utterly without any talent at all. You become famous just on being media whores. So get off my television. You're an arrogant tosspot, and Robin Ince is way better than you.
And likes our world. Now, some is.
Yes, Madame Tussaud, sweepy. And there's Luke Littler when he was 13. She's angry. There's Craig David there. There's Ross Kemp. That's a bloke doing a dance. I think he's doing I'm a Little Teapot. That's the Barkers and the Corbetts, as they're professionally known. Let's have a very good look at this. He's a not nice man. Was never a fan when he was alive, and I'm not a fan now he's dead. She's alright. Smokes a bit much. She reminds me of my friend Sam. That's Jane Horrocks there. He was funny as well, but he was also a nasty man. Weren't you, Tommy Cooper? Oh, it's our Babs. Nah, she wasn't nice. And I've got to say, these two are actually really good. They really look like them. Well done whoever made Eric and Ernie. That's meant to be Tom Cruise. It's a waxwork of a very famous person. And in the background, the Dumbo in Brooklyn, where I've been. Shop mannequin there. Tom Holland come on a visit. This will mean nothing to people who aren't English. Well, sorry, British. Or Anglophiles who watch all this stuff. I mean, I don't watch this stuff. Oh, sweets. See, that's got my attention. There's Barbara Windsor, and I know who he is. I think he's a serial killer. It's Nigel Havers. That's Julie Goodyear, who I went to school with. I haven't got a clue who that is. She left the oven on. She's just won a tenner on the lottery. This is made of 100% actual Michael Jackson. What was it, X Factor? Or, yeah, X Factor. It's finished, mate. Get over it. The generic identikit picture of Jack the Ripper. Bloody fantastic. This is what I look like when I put a dress on. I'll quickly point out I've only ever worn a dress for acting work and not for my own pleasure. Alright, I'm a singer. I like to sing songs about flowers and shit. As David Guest, the late ex-husband of Liza Minnelli. I'm in the mirror maze now. This is the mirror maze of tax dodgers. Oh, I got out of it. Well, that was easy. It's you. It's you. There's no Sue. A fellow Hampshire hog that some people think I'm starting to look like, which is it's not great because I can kind of see it. I don't want to look like Benny Hill when I get old. Treacherous wanker. Blah, 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 blah. Peppa Pig. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. A little old lady. What's happened? She's wet herself. Now it's a load of pop stars. I've no idea who they are. Apart from that shearing thing round the corner, but I didn't. Is that Paul McCartney? That's I don't know. That's Lenny Henry, Stormzy. It's a rapper. Tracy Beaker. Les Dennis. Tiffany from EastEnders. David Bowie. Simon Groom from Blue Peter. Nick Kershaw. The 1970s newsreader Richard Baker. The Unknown Face. Myra Hindley. Keith Chegwin. Sir James Callaghan. Ronald Reagan. The Unknown Man again. That's a waxwork of how the sea looks today. Here's another bit of dark history again. 12th of January 2015, 5:30 in the evening, a 68-year-old staff member called Margaret Sheridan, who lived in Singleton in Lancashire. She was just outside the shop and the sign blew down, presumably, I don't know if we're talking about the one that says Waterstones on it now or one that was directly above, but the sign blew down, fell right on top of her and killed her in a strong wind. Straight there. Sad story. I'm at the ShowTown Museum now, and they've got a little bit about Laurel Hardy. Those aren't original. And there it is, a hat given by Stan. And here's some stuff on City with replicas, obviously replicas of my suite, with the other two. We don't talk about them. It's music time. I know Steve, so that's one of his things in there. I've seen one of the Orvilles that's kept at the Water Rats Museum in London. Deal in 78, and I've had many Peter Bruff and Archie Andrews records passed through my hands over the years.
2, 1.
I've come into the Tower Ballroom. It's just £6 to sit up here on the balcony, stare as long as I wanted. I mean, let's be honest, ballroom dancing is not exactly my type of thing. Dancing is not my type of thing. But sitting down in a comfy chair when so many famous dance band acts from the 20s and 30s played on that stage. Ah, it's fun. It's all kicking off down there. They've been slashing each other with flick knives. ripping up the seats, pummeling each other's faces in, gobbing on the floor. I mean, that lady there, that lady there, in the middle of that last song, she actually stood in the middle of the floor there, squatted down and did a shit in the middle of the ballroom. Thank you very much, Rachel, and the staff here at the Imperial Hotel. So this is the Washington Suite, and this is where, on the 27th of July 1979, Joy Division played a gig. So the audience came in from Dixon Road, and that's the entrance to Dixon Road just there. And just for completeness, out here on Dixon Road, why does this matter? Why? Nobody cares. But that was the entrance, and the Washington Suite is just there. There's a bar just beyond there. I guess these are dressing rooms. This is where the stage was, where Joy Division played. So let's hear a little bit of that set now. Standing where Ian Curtis stood. I mean, I've been to so many places where they play gigs, you know, towns and stuff, but for some reason I just wanted to come to this one. Today's murder story, kiddies. I mean, back to Eve Street, which is behind the Imperial Hotel. It's clearly not a very nice place. And there's no one around, so I'm not feeling any danger or anything like that. And besides, people in Blackpool seem to have been lovely thus far anyway. So, the 12th of November 1999, this building here was Imperial Engineering. It was a kind of repair shop that was run by a guy called Alan Rosser, who was 34 years old. At 6:30 in the evening, people had heard some kind of scuffle going on here, followed by a gunshot, and he was found by a friend of his at 6:30, shot inside the building there. Earlier that year, he'd been kidnapped by a gang of 10 men. They were actually standing trial at the time he was killed, and they were eventually found guilty. So if it's got anything to do with that is another matter, but £40,000 of equipment had been stolen from him as well. It's known he was involved low-key with drugs and being a trafficker, so that might have had something to do with it. But the thing is, it's now 27 years later and no one's ever been arrested or even particularly suspected of it. There was statements of what the guy looked like. He was young, in his 20s, tall, and had a really skinny face, but that's pretty much all people said. And so it's still unknown to this day. I didn't film this yesterday. The place I wanted to go to for food last night was shut, so I came here instead. And I'm so glad I did. It's in a crappy little back street. There's nothing to look at. But the guy running it was so friendly and nice, and he was going to shut up early, but I came in, so he cooked me the noodles I wanted, which were about the best I've ever had, and were very cheap. And I gave him a very big tip at the end, and he was very embarrassed, didn't want to take it, but I insisted he did. So there we are, folks, Taipan. Search it out on Google. It's hidden in a back street. It's quite near Talbot Road. So I've been very lucky. I come into Abingdon Street Market and I'm getting some food from Jordan, who runs Satanic, which it's a mushroom protein Satan's in it, basically. and he's got lots of massively good reviews, and I thought I'd come in because I've seen photos of the food, looks amazing. And he's shut the whole thing down in a couple of weeks, which is a real bummer, but I've been in contact and he said he's going to be here today, and he's actually making me one of the kebabs now, even though actually he's not technically open. So that's nice. This is Jordan making my food over there. And doing the thing that people do. This isn't just any old kebab. This is a satanic flatbread with chilies and pickled onion, not pickled onion, pickled cabbage and cherry tomatoes and cabbage and mayonnaise and bleeding everything on it. Bleeding everything, don't you know? And after going to Scream and Shake again, I've come to the Central Pier Show Bar because my friend Mark's, well, I say a friend, I mean, I don't really know him that well, but we're friends on Facebook and we've met in real life. He's in a show here tonight. So let's hear the singing.
Tell him to stay away. If he touches my son, there will be a price to pay. Verily, my beloved, my pride, my silver chain, my love, blessings of yours, that the world forgets the name. Our people know how to hold what matters most, because the world is a wolf. Now no good. The hour, the rings of the door. Let me see you on my shadow on my floor.
Well, it's Friday and I leave today and go back south. And of course, because I'm leaving today, the weather's back to being lovely again. Typical. Still, I'm at St Chad's Road, which is the closest tram stop to where I've been staying. Sweeps up there, Blackpool Tower's up there, I'm going there very soon. And it's me. Hello. Hope you've been enjoying all my my little comments throughout the few days it's been here. I'm inside the tower. All this is being set up for Blackpool Pride tomorrow. Yet to go upstairs.
Welcome to the Blackpool Tower ride. You are about to enter the 4D Theatre.
Oh yeah, do you know what? This is the best day out of this week to come. I can say so. Yesterday afternoon was gorgeous. Was it? Really? It was. It was very nice. I didn't see outside the room. I never got out of it. Yeah. Oh, well, there was a day this week anyway. It was really nice. It was nice to find out. I said that's what I know. I said that's why I'm not doing the pleasure beach today. I couldn't have done that today. Oh wait, you're brave. I can take you. Here we go.
We've also got a bar as well, round to the right. Once you fell for the tower, come back down straight down side, we'll come see you back across. That's much worse than the one in New Zealand.
So that's North Pier. That's where Harry Corbett bought Sooty in 1948. Oh God. Hello and welcome to where are we? At Blackpool Tower. The Tower of London. Tower of London. Over there is all of the Tower of London. And then some other bits as well, and the Tower of London. And over there is the Tower of London. Are you following me? Yeah, I'm following you. So it's around the Tower of London we go. Dum 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 dum. And those steps there, they where do they go? To the top. They go to the Tower of London. The Tower of London is up there. higher level at Blackpool Tower. So I'm standing up here, and that's Blackpool down there, covered with a massive spider web. Touching the Blackpool Tower. Touch the fishy. Touch the fishy. I'm now at 390 feet. 8 miles high and nearing touchdown. You'll find that it's stranger than known. Little bit of the beds for you there, because there's nothing that suggests Blackpool more than a Californian band from 1967. And now even higher up. It's insane! I can see why this wasn't open yesterday. Would have been quite blowy. Right, let's go. 401 feet. Up steps only. I think this is as high you can go.
See the crane, guys.
So just down there's the football stadium, my peaks. That little thing above it. There is currently no one in Blackpool higher up than me. For I am a living god. That's great. This lady at the bank really didn't want to do it, and her friend managed to eventually persuade her to walk across it. She hated it, but she did it. Lady with a zebra bag. Oh, I'm so chuffed.
How are you all doing then? Are you all alright? That was great. Great. That's what I like to hear, honestly. That's brilliant, man. Do you all enjoy class 4 then? I could stand here all day watching people just get to step on it. No, it's so much fun. I know it is, honestly. It's like push them on, I'm just like, hold around, brother, come on. Try and convince them to get a picture of the family. Family glass, so. How long did it take to bid this thing? 7 years. I know. You'd be a bit annoyed as well if you're halfway through and your boss just said, actually, I want a different colour. I don't know how I would be. I couldn't send him back down to level 6 as well, where we met at our gift shop. I know, continue excitement, everyone, thank you very much. It's also mandatory to buy stuff through there, so please do not forget on your way out. I did it as a meeting. You also have toilets as well, around to the right, and you also have a desk as well for the 4D cinema if you want your photos printed off.
And the final thing, before I go home, the Tower Dungeon.
Life was spilt as the red and white roses fought for the crown of England. More blood ran across this land as families were torn apart. Brother slaughtered brother, father slayed son as a Stuart king was beheaded by his own people.
So in you come.
Thank you.
You're not welcome.
Lies, lies, lies! Point to the accused and shout, liar!
Liar!
You have been brought to this court accused of pagan practices. You are accused of witchcraft. You're not where you said you were last night. In fact, you were spotted at the top of the pool. From who? Can I continue? You were in fact spotted at the top of the pool that is Black Tower. You were seen dancing around in a circle. Dancing around a fire. Dancing around... naked! With all your flesh and all wobbly bits.
What's the table for good?
Don't leave me hanging around! Now then, witches, get down here!
Get down here, look.
Over here! I'm over here!
I see you.
It's time for more hangings! Woo!
Oh, I still got the smell of the place all over my clothes. That was great. That was really good. Better than Pasaje Del Terror, I have to say, and cheaper and lasted a great deal longer. So I'm just going to go and get the train now and go back down south. Still got the smell of the dungeon on me. There's really strong smells they use in there. Yeah, great. I'm at Blackpool North. The train's from Blackpool Pleasure Beach, but I checked here and the guy in the ticket office said, no, it's absolutely fine, you can travel from here. It's the same price. So that's good, because I get a faster service back. So that's my train back to Preston, and my clothes still absolutely reek of the Blackpool dungeon. And now I'm at Preston on the way back. Hooray! I'm going on holiday. Where are you going to? Guildford. Yes. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon. Thank you very much, please.